Hey everyone, it's Free Real Estate Agent. I am currently at an open house that I'm hosting for the listing 1714 Balsam Spruce Circle out in Conroe, and I wanted to do a quick video about what goes into getting your house ready, putting it on the market, and getting it sold. So I've thought about different ways to do this video, but I'm just gonna impromptu it. And the first thing, the owners of the home, they would reach out to me and say, hey, I have a couple of questions and I'm interested in selling my home. Literally, like, will you help me? And so from that time, I say sure. And I set a time with them. I ask them what's a good time where we can hop on a phone call. And I set that time. I put it on the calendar where they will receive text message and email reminders. And then on the day of, I reach out to them and we have a phone conversation. We have a conversation over the phone that allows me to get their information, learn more about their home, some of their goals as far as when they would like to have their home sold by. And then before we get off the phone, I am creating another appointment to meet them in person at their home. I put another appointment in on the books for a home visitation, and that also sends them text message reminders and email reminders, and I meet them in person at their home. From there, I honestly thank them for, hey, thank you for reaching out and welcoming me into your home. You mind if we take a look around and just share with me, give me a tour? And so they give me a tour of their home, and we honestly take a seat and we look at, I think this is about done. We go over several things. In addition, and I don't remember if I've said this already, but we talk about what they like most about their home, what drew them into purchasing, what drew them into, or what drew them into purchasing their home. The timeline again that they're looking to do that. But this time around, because they pretty much shared that with me over the phone the first time, right? So now this is the second time. But at this in-person consultation, I literally show them a timeline that I have created to say, okay, hey, you said, and this is informal, okay, so please forgive me. But it's like, okay, your goal to sell your home is this time, and we would get started here. And I show them what that would look like on a timetable. If we, one, prepared your home to put it on the market at this time, we would do this month, or this week, we would do this another week, we would do this another week. I break their goals down. I put their goals on a timeline, and then I break it down in steps to help them complete that goal. Or I show them as a realtor, that's how I would literally help them complete their goal. It's not a blind faith kind of thing. Oh, you just trust me, I'll help you sell your home. It doesn't go like that for me anyway. All right, so that's one of the things we cover after I am welcomed in the home and I tour the home. We talk about their custom plan. We talk about things that will be included in the sale of the home, and some of the things that they will take with them. Another important part of the home is, it's coming together. I need some more curls. But another thing that we discuss in the home is I break down the selling process in 4 phases, right? Because that's one of the things I'm like, okay, do you have any questions for me? And I've learned that they want to honestly understand what they are about to go through as they sell their home. So I break that down for sellers, in 4 parts, and I say, okay, this is what we're looking at in the beginning. You will do, or this is what you can expect. These are some of the paperwork that you would have to sign in order for me to even help prepare you to sell your home, right? And I tell them, okay, now once you go through, sign this phase of the paperwork, we will do these things during that time. We will get a pre-inspection done, so we'll know ahead of time some of the things that the buyers would see or need fixing, and we will honestly fix them. That way it helps leverage the negotiation strategies of buyers wanting to have price reductions, or if they also just want the stuff fixed, well, we would have already done it, so they don't have to ask us. So we go over the first phase of the paperwork that they will need to sign in order to get started. And then we also go over the things that they would do in that phase. Okay. Then the next thing, we go over the second phase of things that say, okay, during the second phase of things, your home is placed on the market. Okay. So during that time, we have a for sale sign in the yard. We're doing marketing. We're doing all of these things to get your home sold. I go over with them the paperwork that they will likely have to complete during that process, but then I also tell them some of the things that they can expect. We'll have a weekly check-ins, no more than bi-weekly check-ins, even if it's to say, hey, we don't have any changes right now, or hey, this is the feedback that we've had. We receive market updates during that time. If something has changed on the market, or if nothing has changed on the market, we look at everything that is going on around in our surroundings that is impacting the sale of the house. All right. Then the next phase I showed them or discuss with them while I'm in their home is, okay, now after we've done all the marketing, whether if it's print, online, word of mouth, boots on the ground, we also, after that is the third phase where you'll start receiving offers. And this is the paperwork. This is the stack of paperwork that you will be receiving, that you'll need to review and sign off on when you get to that phase. So that is the third phase. And honestly, it's something you will never, ever truly know until you experience it. However, I feel as long as I do my best to prepare you and say, okay, this is what you can expect. These are some of the papers that you will have to take a look at and be prepared to sign. It makes the selling process a lot less stressful. And it also saves us time. So that's that. We go over what you can expect and the paperwork that you will have to review when you start receiving offers. And then we go over the things that you will experience when that happens. The buyer purchasing their home inspection and giving us feedback. Them currently or during that time, they going through their loan process and finalizing their loan approval. And also, what else they do? Oh, getting the appraisal, what they can expect, when the appraisal comes in and how they want to move forward after that. The fourth and final phase I discussed with them when we're at the table is like, okay, now we are preparing for closing, and these are some of the documents that you will be having to prepare and sign with working with the title company and the other professionals, home warranties, if they have to do anything or anything like that. And I prepare them and we talk about, okay, we always hit on wire fraud throughout that process because that's coming to an end. Because the transaction is coming to an end and the amount of wire fraud can increase, we talk about, okay, do not send any money to anybody. If anybody calls you for any information, you get on. If they text you, call you, or anything, you get back on the phone and you call that person directly to confirm. So we go through the fourth and final phase of what they can expect after their home is under contract but preparing to close, and working with the different vendors and entities on making that a successful transaction. We go over and throughout that process, I say, hey, do you have any questions about this? You have any questions about that? And I answer their questions, and we double look and take a look at the market and see how we can best place their home for sale on the market to get it sold quickly. And of course, there are tons of videos out there on how to do that. And I'll discuss it from my perspective and a lot of the things that I've experienced. I'm saying a lot of ums. I got to go back to speech class, so I won't be using so many fillers. However, let's see. However, I do ask them, you have any questions? We take a look at the market stuff again, and I pretty much ask them, what would they like to, or confirm what they would like to place their home on the market for, because that's one of the things we would have talked about in the beginning. And I go over and I show them the financial parts. Okay, if you place this home on the market for this amount, this is an estimate of what you are looking to bring or put in your pocket once it's all done. So, and that's just a watered down version of what you can expect at the first meeting of preparing to sell your home. For me, I always provide those hard copies that I discussed about. I provide them in their file so they can have those hard copies and review them at their time. And then when I go back to my home, when we're moving forward, I send those to them electronically to sign. And I'm always available if you have any questions. What else? Some of the other key highlights that I did not mention yet in the video is I am beginning to, and I honestly need to do it more, but I'll have sample marketing, samples of the marketing that we'll be using for your home. I also, during that time, have a marketing plan for your home and say, okay, based on what you told me, this is the times that we will host open houses based on your availability. I kind of try to have that already going into the presentation. If I know that they want their home on the market, just say, for example, in mid-March, then I know based on that, I would like to have open houses during these phases of the market in order to have the momentum of it. So we go over the marketing plan, some of the things that I would do to market the home. I show that to them. And honestly, I am feeding off of, I'll bring this to a close because it's about to be 15 minutes. But honestly, I do read off of the clients, right? So some clients, I know them knowing what their marketing would look like. That's interesting to them. They kind of want to know. And so I just share with them, okay, this is, you know, the days that we would do this. This is the plan for that. However, some people don't want to see that. They want to see, okay, help me understand the process versus a lot of the other things that go on outside of it. And they do just kind of like trust me to do the marketing and present their home in a very professional manner that would draw an audience to their home. And I do a great job at that. Because a lot of the pieces and the marketing material that I put out on homes, I use classic and timeless pieces, things that can transcend time, whether if I'm going to market the house this month, or next year. And that's one of the things that I love about my selections and marketing. Let's see. I am looking forward to doing more, again, professional videos, but I'm happy I'm just sitting here utilizing the time of the open house properly. I'm about to wrap up the bag tags and head out. I did have some guests at the open house, and that's great. I contacted their realtor and let them know that they did stop by. However, usually during open houses, instead of making bags and stuff like that, I usually follow up with the agents and I follow up with the agents about the clients who have already receive the house, ask them if they have any questions, remind them of the buyer incentives that we're providing, such as a home warranty for 1 year. And letting them know, hey, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Other than that, if y'all have questions, feel free to always reach out to me, whether you're on the buying side or the selling side. I look forward to, one, stop saying so much in my videos. I'm catching myself and I'm honestly acknowledging it, and I have to do better. So I'll be working on that. But other than that, y'all let me know if you have any real estate questions. And I'm looking forward to showing y'all the end result of the taggies. I still have to add some curls, but I need to just get the string on them so I can place their stuff in their bags. But the tag says, if you hadn't noticed, need a hand with buying or selling a home, then reach out to me. So talk with y'all later and see you soon.